All right, welcome back. Second semifinal here of the International Esports Federation Finnish qualifiers for the World Championships is about to start. We've got a ZVZ matchup with My Insanity's Cyril and Pupu. With me, Firefly Hugs, a little bit of Zerg specialty here, so help me out a little bit.
Yeah, I'll try to help as much as I can.
Yeah. Now, first map is going to be on Nimbus. Large map. Probably not going to see any early pools, is my guess.
Yeah, actually, Pupu was talking about his special tactics against Serra, and he was like watching the replays against Fargate from the other day. So
Yeah.
I think it can be just anything. Okay.
Yeah, I was talking to him earlier a little bit too, and he was kind of thinking that maybe he's got to go with a little bit different strategy. That maybe what he did against Zhuge Liang would work, but maybe he did a little something extra against Cyril. Looks like players are ready. We're just making sure everyone else in the lobby is ready, and we can get this second semifinal started. You watched the first one between Elfie and Welma. What did you think of that?
Yeah, I was actually thinking that Welma got like really lucky with the pool orders, but still it was a pretty convincing victory for Velmu. So I just think that the better player won. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd agree there. I mean, they were build order wins, but again, the decisions adding that fourth gate on both the Blink plays against expansion definitely worked out for him. But anyway, another mirror matchup here. Zerg versus Zerg, two Grandmaster players. Cyril may be a little higher overall, getting into Premier League now in WCS EU. Pretty big achievement there. Managed that, sorry, not last night, night before. Was it Thursday night, I think?
Yeah, Thursday night.
All right. His opponent, though, is the red Zerg player from Carnage Esports. It is Pupu. Top left position. His opponent in the top right from the Swiss team My Insanity, it is Cyril.
Yeah.
Right, so
We'll just see how the pool orders go. As I was watching earlier, Cyril likes to just play passive and just create. When he goes to that macro mode, he's just like a beast that cannot be stopped. I just really hope that Pupu has some kind of an answer for that macro beast that Cyril is.
yeah, both players up here at the top. Overlord's going to cross each other. And what do you think about these positions? Which one does it favor, especially, or does it kind of depend on who does what?
Yeah, I personally think it favors a little bit of, how should I say, Pupu in these positions. Just because it's a lot easier for Pupu to take the third base, since it's farther away. If Cyril wants to take his third base, it's gonna be a little bit closer to Pupu's, which makes it a little bit harder to defend.
Yeah, and the top third base here is definitely the one he would take.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's definitely much closer. For Mew to play, it might be a little different there because the natural would be a little bit closer. But again, yeah, that third is definitely closer, whereas Poop was able to take the third pretty far away. I mean, I would say the rotational symmetry on this map definitely does favor Popo quite a bit.
Yeah, and as we see, both players are getting gas, which means that this is probably gonna turn into one of those like Link Bailing, just kind of which one does have a slightly better control over their units. This is gonna be a rather exciting series.
This is actually one of my favorite ways to see ZVZ go, because I really like that really high micro based, and maybe it's because I play Terran and usually you watch Zerg and it's like, oh look, they just A move against me, or that's how it feels. And then I watch them play ZVZ, I'm like, okay, they can micro.
Yeah, that's exactly how I should put it. Explosions and stuff, micromanagement to its fullest. Like one Baneling hit can just reverse full battle. It just keep on constantly microing all the units and be extremely careful not to make a single mistake, or it can be devastating.
That's all you have to do against Widow Mines too.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, well, anyway, we've got the game going on here. Both the naturals finishing up, spawning pools as well. We've got 2 on gas now for Pupu, and Cyril doing the same. So again, the build's just about mirrored. All the thing is that 2 extra Zerglings on the way for Cyril. Pupu not starting his Zerglings just yet. Queens, speed, and drones otherwise.
Yeah, both players are just playing cautiously and getting a little bit of, well, you know, extra gas in case you need something like a bailing nest or something. I actually remember Pupu going a lot for like these evolution chamber timings, which might be something that we see here. But yeah,
Yeah,
we'll see.
we have the Baneling Nest already on the way for Cyril. And of course, as I say that, we get the Baneling Nest started for Poopa too. So yeah, both players getting the Baneling Nest just to be safe.
Okay, and this is really good for Poo-Poo. Cyril doesn't get any kind of scouting information. He doesn't know if there's any evolution chambers on the way, or if there's some kind of crazy lair tech or anything. He's just playing totally blind now. And meanwhile, Poo-Poo hasn't lost a single unit yet.
Yeah, it was definitely a good deny there. Of course, Poopa not trying to do any scouting, doesn't know anything more either.
Yeah, that's true. Kind of funny, in fact.
Yeah, so, but it got a couple kills, and that's a win. Speed completes it almost simultaneously for both players. And other than that, really nothing going on. Actually, we got a second gas on the way for Poo-Poo, and meanwhile, we got layer on the way for Cyril.
Yeah, Cyril going for that save again. He is going for lair and then evolution chamber. We're probably gonna see some kind of transition into roaches with +1 and then taking a safe third. And we'll just see what Poo-Poo likes to do against this.
Yes. Cyril got in. He scouted out the evolution chamber. Didn't see the Baneling Nest, but I think that's probably a given at this point. All right, Carapace on the way for Poopa. No upgrades on the way for Cyril just yet. Both players getting their layer now. And a third base on the way for Cyril, just under the Overlord, of course. So.
Okay, this is actually interesting because Poo-Poo is investing into his Carapace upgrade, and Cyril is going for his +1 attack, which means that Poo-Poo's circlings are gonna be pretty strong, and Cyril's roaches are gonna be pretty strong. So this is gonna like favor for a time being Poo-Poo. But of course, the longer the game goes on, the range upgrade keeps on getting more and more important. So basically, I would say that Poo-Poo needs to do something with his links pretty soon. Like
yeah, that's very true. That Carapace will help in the early game, but in the late game, as soon as you get to the roaches, that +1 attack is going to be more important.
Yeah. Actually, Cyril going for a small attack on here with the Banelings.
Yeah, decent micro from both players, just going back and forth, trying to avoid any major Baneling detonations.
Yeah. Cyril actually has a lot of painting. He might just try to go for the mineral line and do some serious attack here.
He's going for the natural queen. I think he's going to get it, and a couple Banelings coming in as well. These 5 drones go down right there, and that's a big win for Cyril right now, getting Lings into the natural as well. Gets a decent scout off in here as well as just cutting a little bit of harassment, pulling a couple drones off. 7 workers killed so far with this harass, and that puts the counts at 47, now 51 to 38, and that's a really big lead for Cyril. Doesn't manage to get the queen. Good save there by Poo-Poo. 17 hit points on that queen, does keep it alive.
Yeah, that was really good for Cyril. Like those Baneling hits weren't the best, of course, but every bit counts in this kind of tight matchup. But here comes the counter attack. Let's see if these links can do anything.
Yeah, meanwhile, also both players getting that roach production going. Roach speed on the way. Just about same timing here. All right, good move command with those Banelings. Now they detonate on a couple of Lings. Not the best detonations, but there's still a couple, and a couple more morphing in, so these Lings going to be held off for now.
Let's see, both players are just saturating their third base. Actually, Poo-Poo is a lot behind at this point, so he has to play extremely careful not to make any kind of mistakes, or otherwise he's just gonna die to some kind of roach attack.
Yeah, he's essentially an upgrade behind. I mean, he does have the armor, but it's +1 to +0 with +2 on the way, same speed as the +1. Speed's going to finish about the same time, and actually that drone count really level right now, 62 to 60, but of course Poo-Poo's had to invest more larva into that since he lost some earlier. Macro hatch on the way for Poo-Poo. Don't see one for Cyril yet.
Yeah, actually you don't need to have a macro hatch in this matchup. I just think Poo-Poo is having a little bit of nervous breakdown and he just wants to complete all his mineral bank. Maybe it's something like you're playing against probably the best player in Finland, and it's kind of stressful. But here comes the attack. Let's see how this goes.
Yeah, it gets a good surround here with the Lings as well, keeping the roaches from retreating right away. Doesn't get too many kills with the roaches though, but yeah, Cyril just pulling back now, trying to get a little bit of a concave. All right, just going to pull back for now.
Cyril is actually going for Pyro upgrade, which is interesting because he's not investing into the movement speed for roaches underground.
Yeah, no tunneling claws, but yeah, both players actually getting burrow and just additional roaches. And yeah, like I was saying with that macro hatch, I do think it's good. I mean, I think, going again to like some other races for Terran, queuing up units or something like that, it's not the best, but it's better than missing units, or if you miss injects, it's better to have that extra hatchery.
Yeah, and for example, the other day we were casting the Tsugeliang versus Pupu, and in that matchup, Pupu just had way more larva, and that won him the game, which is kind of big. So if we get into this 200-200 supply attack, Pupu is going to be able to produce his units way faster out. So the longer the game goes on, the macro hatchery is actually going to get a lot better.
Yeah, speaking of 200, both players pretty high supply, but Cyril skyrocketed up 187 to 167, or 185, now 175. And now Tunneling Claws are on the way for Pupu, but still not for Cyril. Cyril, though, he's going to complete that +2, and +2 just now starting for Pupu. Also, Infestation Pit on the way for Cyril, so he'll be able to get that hive a little bit quicker. If we get that far.
Yeah, actually, Cyril is going to have a sick timing. He's 200-200, and he has an upgrade lead. So basically, he's just gonna, well, he might be able to do something, but now he's backing up. I don't know what he's exactly thinking. Oh, there was a counter attack at the third.
I missed that as well. Yeah. A couple Burrow Roaches still there. Overseer is going to spot them, though.
Yeah, so basically this matchup is really, let's say, some kind of really strange in a way. Since if you go something like Hydras, you can just counter them with Banelings. So you usually don't want to go Hydras in this matchup unless you can go into Infestors at the same time. So it kind of makes these Roach versus Roach battles, which are kind of, well, actually Cheryl is going for a couple of Infestors. So the longer the game goes on, the better he's gonna get.
Yeah, he's got the 4 Infestors on the way, and he's also getting that Hydralisk Den. And you can see from his supply 103 to 200, or 203 of 200, that he's done a little bit of pretty much probably spine tricking, building a couple spine crawlers and canceling them. I've seen him do it in some of his games where he's gotten up to 120 or 112 supply.
Yeah, actually, people should do that more often because it's really good to have something like 160 army supply.
Yeah, absolutely. A little roach run by at the third, picking off picking off drones. Pretty good though. Drone supply now just about even, 59 apiece. And I'm not sure where Pupu is losing his, but he's probably at the third base as well since all his roaches are there now. So both players losing about equal amounts. It's now 60 to 63. Pupu with a slight drone lead. Army supply 131 to 132, just about even. Again, we've got the Groove Spines and Hydralisk production started from Cyril. As you said, he already has it Infestors out, so he doesn't have to worry about Banelings hitting those Hydras.
Yeah, this is actually really interesting how Pupu just keeps on doing these small counter-attacks. He has one roads behind the main and stuff like this. It's like keeping the Cyril at bay. He cannot move out even though he has the upgrade lead, or had. Now they're even on upgrades, but these Infestors are gonna do like some serious... They're gonna be a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, especially with that extra damage to the armored roaches. But yeah, we were saying earlier that the map positioning favored Cyril early on, or favored Pupu.
Yeah.
I think at this point, though, with this fourth base so extended out, that now Cyril has the better position.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, I wasn't thinking so far ahead.
Yeah, I wasn't either until both players started taking fourth base, and I was like, it's definitely a little bit better for Cyril over there. Another roach run by at the third base, doesn't manage to do much. A couple drones do go down.
Yeah, we're entering the phase of the game where roaches are actually becoming terrible and you just want to get rid of them. Kind of like these Burrow roaches are not doing much, but at least you're getting rid of them, like trying to be as cost efficient as possible while you're trying to get your own hiders out or infestors, something like that.
Yeah, and you're still dictating the pace of the game, making sure your opponent's playing defensive. All right, Infestors coming forward a little bit here. Looks like Cyril wants to engage. Decent kind of pre-concave, pre-split here from Pupu.
Okay, this is actually going to be really interesting because Hydras are actually really good as long as you have enough of a concave. But if your units are clamped up, Infestors are going to win the battle. So you have to be extremely careful how you fight this force head-on.
Yeah, and Cyril sending a good group of roaches here towards the third or fourth base.
Yeah, and I think Pupu knows he cannot fight this force, so he's kind of like panicking a little. He's not sure if he should try to hold the spot or not. An amazing Fungal. This position is really bad for Pupu.
Yeah, Pupu takes a lot of damage there from the Fungals. He's got a decent, probably a better concave right there, and he's forcing Cyril back a little bit, actually. And in supply, too, he's remaxing a little bit better. He's getting those roach infestors and a lot of Hydras to come out. But if he loses his fourth base, that might not really matter. Kind of depends on how the remaxes go. And he's even starting gases here. Those are going to get killed right away. He's probably going to lose that fourth base here as a reinforcement, so not going to be in time. There's also no creep spread connecting anyone's bases, really.
Yeah, and the gases are gonna be the problem. Like, Pupu has 4k minerosity out of gas, and he cannot make any more units, which is kind of problem. Meanwhile, Cyril has had his fort running for a long time, and he has so much gas.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been running, and it is still running, whereas Pupu now has to remake that base. And again, with that distance that we were talking about earlier, it's really going to take him a long time to get there, and especially without that creep spread connecting the bases. So yeah, 200 supply here, 186 for Pupu. Cyril with a nice army lead there, 138 to 122. Worker supply is still just about even, and interestingly enough, Cyril actually supply blocked losing that Overlord, so he's got to build a couple just to be on the safe side.
Cyril is taking a commanding position in this game. I think Pupu just has to do something. He has actually made really many links just because he couldn't do anything else. So he's trying to go for a Baneling timing attack, and this is all gonna come into Fungals. Either the Banelings are gonna just crush the Hydras, or if Cyril makes just the right Fungals, it's gonna be like lights out from Pupu.
Yeah, we've got a Burrowed Roach attack going into the main base, and that could do a little bit of damage to Tech, but it all, like you said, it all depends on this fight coming in. And nice Burrowed Roach here from Cyril. Sees the units coming up the ramp. Great Fungals right there, right on the Roaches, keeping most of the Banelings in bay as well. Chain Fungling there, and Pupu taking a bad engagement here. He's all his Banelings are pretty much detonating on nothing. Infested Terrans fighting on the other sides as well, so the concave does favor Pupu, but Cyril just... he's actually going to get pushed back this fight, but he's got, like I said, the bank and the reinforcements. 12 drones, though, have been lost for Pupu there in the main base as the Roaches are doing a little bit of damage, but a lot of Roaches coming out now for both players, just trying to remax as quickly as possible, and Cyril's doing more of it. He's up to 190 to 150 in terms of supply. This fourth base has been pretty much eliminated. There's no more mining there. Actually, drones coming back as a base will be saved. Will not be saved, actually. Takes a little bit of damage, gets focus fired down, but at what cost? Because he's now 40 supply down.
Yeah, this kind of seems like the end for Pupu. I'm just like wondering how much longer he's gonna try to make this work. His infestors getting caught on the middle of map. There seems to be no way for him to hold. Cyril is gonna have 3-3 in a moment. He's so far ahead in every regard.
Yeah, this will harass the fourth base as well. Gonna force a fight in the middle once again. Infestors for Cyril not out of energy. They're gonna go down pretty quick, but they absorb a couple of those roach shots since they're not doing anything else anyway. And Cyril once again staying almost maxed, and Pupu taking a little damage. Gets a little bit of a pincer right there on the units, but doesn't have an overseer now, so Cyril just able to burrow and get away. He's got some Hydras in the back there in case he wants to take an engagement. Even some Infestors coming in.
Yeah, 3-3 finishing for Cyril, which is gonna be a massive upgrade lead. The fourth base doesn't go down. Really close though.
Yeah, the two Roaches still alive, and they can actually pop up and try to focus that down in a minute here when Pupu's distracted, which will be in a second here as this fight's probably going to happen soon.
Okay, this concave is actually pretty good for Pupu, but I think this is just gonna be too much.
Yeah, Cyril has too many forces right now. He's up about 70 supply, and yeah, that's going to be game for Pupu. We should see a tap out here very shortly. He actually didn't even bother with the other Roaches. Didn't need to take out the fourth base. He's going to march into the third, eliminate that as well. Drones being pulled. Pupu with just a latched effort before GGing, and there we go. Cyril taking game number 1 for the early lead.
Yeah. That was actually pretty good game from Pupu. Like, he showed some to us that he could fight on par with Cyril. But just this, like, he took a really late fourth base, which really bite him on the ass, or the gas count.
Yeah, and again, the positions there actually making it harder for him to defend that base, get the reinforcements there. Next map's going to be another big one. We've got Deadwing. Don't have the in-base expansion this time, but still a big 4-player map. And kind of feel we'll see a lot of the same. Both players
Yeah.
playing a little bit passively. A larger map, so I don't see Pupu being overly aggressive with some kind of early pool.
Yeah,
It's,
well, it's kind of hard to say. Like, Cyril likes to go pool first most of the time, but he did go hats first there. So maybe Pupu thinks like, well, it's gonna be best of 5. Even if this fails, I still got one more chance to screw. I mean, yeah. Well,
yeah, still one more chance there. So anyway, players getting set up in the lobby. Now we're just going to wait for the second match to go.
it's actually really interesting how well Pupu is doing. Like, I was totally annihilated by the Cyril. Like, everything I did against him, he just perfectly reacted to it and just kept on dominating me. And eventually I just, well, I didn't know what to do against him, even though I just played against him. Like, well, Pupu really showed us how to fight on par with him.
Yeah, he did very well there and was pretty close. Couple of those engagements and losing that fourth, getting it so late, really did hurt him. If you could have done something a little earlier in the game, but again, the windows weren't there. I mean, Zero was playing not necessarily just defensively, but just playing smart and just on top of everything.
Yeah, these small decisions, like Cheryl knew when to like add couple of investors and stuff. He was one step ahead on every turn, but it was really close, like most of the time.
All right, game number 2 has started. We are on Deadwing. Top right position, spawning as our Red Zerg player is Carnage Esports' Pupu. And his opponent in the bottom left, the Blue Zerg player from My Insanity, Cyril. So yeah, both players that 9-10 supply. Probably won't see any pools coming out anytime soon.
I was actually like concerned for a second, like Cyril was going for 10 Overlord, which is actually a little bit worse opening than 9 Overlord, but it's probably just stress and he did, well, just a small failure in his pull order.
Yeah, I just hit that drone key once too many.
It's kind of hard when you keep on spamming drones, you're like, I want more drones, I want more drones.
It happens to me all the time when I try Zerg.
Somehow you think like, well, I got 120 drones, like, it's okay. I wish the wall times were back. I used to go like 120 drones, and then I met like 30 spine crawlers at once, and just kept on making infestors and brood lords, and I was like, picking my nose, I hope he tries to attack me.
Yeah, I don't miss those days.
Yeah.
All right, hatch first from both players.
Nothing interesting so far, but yeah, it's just the regular macro openings. Of course, it's like the largest map on the map pool, so we're probably gonna see some pretty greedy things from both players.
Yep, hatch into spawning pools. So far mirrored. All right, gas from Cyril. He gets it first. We'll see how long Pupu keeps going gasless, but it's one of the things had a few mirror matches today. We've had some TVT as well as PvP. And again, as I said there, one of the things I really like about the mirror matchups is you don't have any racial balance. You don't have to worry about that. Everyone has the same set of tools, and you can really just watch the players play and see how they do. See how they use the tools, what do they do to get that advantage over each other.
Yeah, I think exactly the same thing. It's you cannot play balance when you're playing mirror matchups. It's really fun to watch how two even players play against each other and see just how small, let's say, just how do I say?
Yeah, the small things that really separate them from each other and just change the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have, like I said, we have that gas from Cyril, still no gas from Pupu. Speed being started, and where's Pupu going to go with all this minerals that he's mining? Is he going to take a quick third?
Yeah, I probably think he's going for queen opening and just trying to get the creep spread going. Like if you get a little bit of creep spread, you can take a really easy third base in this map, which makes gasless opening a lot better as long as the other person doesn't know you're doing it. Like, the point is that if somebody sees that you're going castless and you have speed, you can take even faster third base. But let's see how this goes. It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, we got a couple queens here from Popo. They're going to get the first link. Second one manages to escape, and that's going to spot the lack of gases. A Baneling Nest already on the way from Cyril as well. He does now spot the lack of gases.
Yeah, I don't think you need Bailing speed, Bailing Nest if you see something like gasless expansion. Because what is he gonna do? He's just gonna make like 100 slow links and try to march at the other side of map. It's kind of like you don't need Bailing Nest, but maybe he just wants to build it.
Yeah, Scout from Pupu does see speed on the way, also sees a Baneling Nest.
Yeah, and this is exactly what I was talking about. Cyril likes to play passive and he likes to play as greedy as possible at the same time, which makes him a really hard opponent to play against. Like for example, once he noticed that his opponent didn't have any way to be aggressive because he was going gasless, he just took his third base and he's trying to catch up, get ahead by taking a fast third.
Yeah, absolutely. Starting his layer as well. He's got that speed, still mining that gas off of one, and we've got that third base now on the way from Pupu. So it's not too far behind, but again, it's not ahead.
Yeah, but Cyril is actually going for aggression. Like the thing is, Pupu has to cancel his third base because he doesn't have any units. All these feelings are just gonna make it certain that you cannot take a third base very easily.
Yeah, he's having to wall here with Evolution Chambers, Roach Horn, and 3 of his queens. So that's definitely going to hold him back for a little while. So it's kind of interesting here, almost like unfortunate, where he goes with a gasless opening so that he can take a third, but because it's a gasless opening, he's denied of a third.
Yeah, it's kind of ironic. You could even call it. But basically, you have to do something like take this with the spine crawlers, and he didn't have any spine crawlers. And now the Lynx get inside and actually attack the queen, which is kind of bad.
Yeah, one queen going down, second queen going to probably go down as well. And
maybe
now he's going to pull off before getting to third queen, just wants to stop that hatch from coming down. Good play there by Cyril, recognizing that. Roaches are going to finally get the speedlings away, and Pupu now is going to be able to take his third base. Once the third base is already up and mining for Cyril.
Yeah, so basically we're watching the game, and both sides have some kind of advantage. The point is that Cyril has the economic lead. He has already 14 workers on his third base, which is kind of like skyrocket. He's gonna skyrocket on supply very shortly. But then again, Pupu has very fast 1-1 upgrades for his roaches, which is gonna make his roaches a lot better than what Cyril is gonna have.
Yeah, Cyril trying to do a little bit with the Lings, doesn't manage to get much more than a little bit of damage on the drones, doesn't even take any down. And yeah, as you said, 1-1's on the way. He's also, actually both players getting their Roach speed, and Cyril ahead a little bit on that Roach speed. Roach count though, I believe currently favors Pupu, yeah, 10 to 8. Not a big lead there.
Yeah, this was pretty much what I did against Sugelian on this map, except that Cyril is doing it a lot better than I did, which is kind of funny. He's playing aggressive while he's playing aggressive and safe at the same time.
Yeah, it's almost what you shouldn't be able to do. He's being greedy, aggressive, and safe somehow at the same time.
Yeah, I'm really wondering how we are playing the same race even. I'm like, I never managed to do all that at once.
I don't think it's the same game at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, decent creep spread here. And it's interesting to me, game to game, seeing creep spread versus not seeing creep spread, especially in Zerg versus Zerg. Because, I mean, if your opponent gets on your creep, that's going to help them out.
Yeah, actually, creep spread is really interesting thing in this matchup. Because the thing is that if you want to go for Hydras, you don't actually want to get any creep spread on anywhere. Because the thing is that Banelings are gonna roll so fast on creep that it makes almost impossible for you to funnel them. So you have to play pretty careful. And as we see here, Cyril wants to clear the creep, because he's probably gonna transition later on into something other than roaches.
Yeah, he's already got the infestation pit on the way, but meanwhile, nice engagement here from Pupu, driving Cyril's forces back. Upgrades are still in Pupu's favor with that 1 armor, so it's 1-1 versus 1-0 for a little while. 1 armor is on the way, as well as +2 for both players in terms of attack. Attack is actually upgrading about the same time here. Infestation Pit now finishes up, and we'll see if Cyril adds some Infestors and that Hydralisk Den like he did in the last game. These roaches have still not gone home, and it looks like Cyril is going to be poised very well for a counterattack if he chooses to go for it, which it does indeed. And now Pupu's got a choice to make. Does he respond to the counterattack, or does he attack on his own? It looks like both players going for the attacks right now. Attacking here in both players' third bases as well as the naturals. Drones being pulled. Decent wall here, but that might actually hurt Cyril's defenses. Same thing going on here in Pupu's base. The hatchery has already fallen, and the drones are not actually pulled back. They're just mining back and forth. Third base going to fall over there a little bit later.
Okay. All Cyril has to do now is just to defend this, this attack. If he manages to clear all the roaches, he should have no way for Pupu to come back. He just has to defend this battle at the top left.
Yeah, both players dropping a lot. Pupu, though, dropping more in army supply. 56 to 91, so yeah, Cyril has a big advantage in terms of army supply. The worker supply just about even, 36 to 37. But yeah, there's no roaches in Pupu's base defending, and the roaches that were attacking in Cyril's base are just about eliminated. So once again, Pupu just falling back a lot. He's already lost his natural, and that's going to do it. GG. Cyril with a pretty impressive, pretty quick there, 2-0 so far. Again, this is best of 5, so it's not over yet. One more game at least.
That was actually really interesting. Like, I had to, if I was in the same position, for me speaking, it's really hard to know when you can do stuff like that. Cyril got like a large advantage from the early game, and when he saw that Pupu was gonna punish him with upgrades, he just counter-attacked and just finished the game outright. It was pretty well done by Cyril.
Yeah, and especially there when he had his roaches in an aggressive position, he pulled them back just a little, and then Pupu went for the counter-attack before Cyril's forces had really gone. So Cyril was in better position to essentially counter-attack.
Yeah, counter-attack. Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, and then Pupu was in the bad position that his roaches were in the middle of the map. He's either got to attack or come home.
Yeah.
And either way, I think he was a little behind in terms of overall army, that it wouldn't have really mattered whichever he had done, I think.
Yeah, that was really smart play. Like, we knew that Pupu had to do something. He was behind. You always want to do something to get back into the game. And he was trying to do something, but Cyril just said, no, you're not going to attack me. I'm going to attack you first.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and then like he brought the roaches first, and then he saw the roaches in the middle of the map, and anytime he sees someone's army out of position, you move in.
Yeah.
All right.
I actually like to do that a lot against Hellions. It's so much fun when you know that, like, yeah, he moved out with Hellions. I'm just going with Speedlings to the mineral line. This is fun.
Absolutely, yeah. I like to see Hellions move out and move in, or Lings move out and then move in with my Hellions. So it works both ways.
Yeah, kind of.
All right, so game number 3 is here on Overgrowth. The map has been in the map pool a little bit longer.
Yeah, this is 2-player map, so we're probably gonna see like cast first openings from both players again. Probably, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I would actually expect Cyril to go with a pool first on this map.
Yeah.
Speaking of the players here, top right position, down 2-0. Definitely needs to make something happen if he wants to advance a little more here, or go away feeling a little better. Nobody wants to go out 3-0. So it is the red Zerg player. And can we make some noise for Carnage Esports? Pupu. I got some fans in here. All right, and his opponent, very close to going on to face Welmu. It is the blue Zerg player. Let's make some noise for My Insanity's Cyril.
Okay.
I think he's got a few more fans.
Yeah, I was thinking like everybody wants to be on the side of the, well, winner. I think he's gonna win this. Not sure though.
I heard you giving Pupu encouragement, so I think you want revenge, and you'd rather
yeah.
see Cyril lose, but...
Well, I was actually like congratulating him for beating, like, he has beaten like Fuser and Ake, which are like the best 2 Terrans in all of Finland. And it would be kind of shame that he just could quit here. And I really wanted him to go forward. Like, he's doing some really good stuff. Like, he has beaten some pretty good players. So I'm not saying he's totally out of it. And he's a pretty smart guy. So maybe on this 3rd game he actually noticed something that, well, I didn't.
Yeah, he's had a very impressive run, and it's nice to see him here in the semifinals. Both players pretty much identical builds once again. Besides, of course, this time it's Pupu taking the gas.
Yeah, this is actually really nice to see. Like Pupu is going for pool first, even though he's behind. You're supposed to go something like hats first, because you want to be as greedy as possible. But maybe he was thinking that Cyril might early pull him, and just take the 3-0 that way.
Yeah, that's definitely something I think most players would do, and I think for Cyril, especially if he's going to advance a little more in things like Premier League, things like that, that he would want to change up his play style just a little bit. So far, he usually does play that very safe pool hatch instead of. I don't know that I've ever seen him go with a pre-14 pool.
Yeah, actually, when he was playing against Elfi just now, he was ahead 1-0, and then he just 10 pulled and, well, won the game because Elfi was going for Nexus first. So basically, Cyril has a really good hunch when to do stuff. He's somebody that can cheese and he knows when to macro, but usually he can just take the game by macroing, so he doesn't want to risk it by cheesing.
Now, first couple lings are coming in. They're going to go into the base. The queen not quite able to take the one of them down. That one's going to go heal a little bit. Second one going to come in, scout, sees a quivering spawning pool, knows speed's on the way. Just going to head a couple drones and probably wait around to do some additional scouting later on. All right, speed's now on the way for both players as well. A little bit later here for Cyril, but probably not late enough to really make a difference.
Yeah, actually, it doesn't really matter if it's this small. How should I say it? It's like Pupu can be a little more aggressive, but it's not gonna affect if Cyril plays right.
Okay, interesting here from Pupu. He had a Baneling nest coming down. He decided to cancel it and make an evolution chamber instead. And here we have Cyril is instead now getting a Baneling nest.
Okay, this is actually really popular on Europe, that you get the evolution chamber really fast after the speed, and then you go for +1 Carabase. And what that's gonna do is that when Baneling hits a speedling, it actually doesn't one-shot it. It just leaves it down with 1 hit point or something, which kind of makes all your speedlings way stronger than they should be. And he's actually getting for ranged attack. Forget all I said. This is gonna be something else.
Yeah, looks like he's going something with roaches whenever he gets that roach warren.
Yeah, and Cyril is scouting it. He sees the evolution chamber and he's probably thinking it's gonna be something like +1 Carabase.
Yeah, it could be interesting how that plays out because, like you were just saying, that is one of the popular things to do right now. But yeah, instead it is the range, and he's also now adding a Baneling nest.
Yeah, and he's also taking a third base. So basically he wants to play against Cyril with Creed. And I'm not blaming him. I think he should do everything that's possible to beat this.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, just a little bit of a deny here keeps the third base from coming for a few seconds. Again, those small seconds don't really matter, but they do make a small difference, and it doesn't hurt. It's always nice to get those small wins. Makes you feel a little better, gives you a little bit of confidence, and relaxes you as well.
So basically, Pupu is a little bit ahead on workers, and he has a faster +1 upgrade. So basically, he's a little bit ahead. So we'll see what Cyril is gonna do about it.
All right, interesting. Pupu going for a little bit of Baneling aggression possibly here. He's got 6 of them coming in. He's still behind the rocks, and actually that's going to be scouted out by the speedlings of Cyril. Of course, Cyril doesn't know when they'll start morphing in, so he can't be too aggressive.
Like, this is really interesting. He goes for the fast +1 attack, and then he keeps on making links and banelings. I don't really understand this.
Yeah, the Roach Warren is done. He's not getting the Roach speed, which Cyril is getting. He's going to try to get a cancel on the hatch, though, but he's not going to be able to engage right there. Nice detonation here with the Baneling. Second one is coming in as well. That Baneling does get canceled.
Oh, so many links. But
yeah, the speedlings here, I think he's going to get the cancel. Roaches are coming in, but they might not be in time to save the hatchery.
This is going to be so close, so close. I think he's going to get it. Yeah. And Pupu goes into definite lead by that one.
Yeah,
really
he gets
well
the
played.
hatchery right there. He's also getting his roaches now as well, starting +2. +1 for Cyril's going to finish pretty soon as well. He's getting some banelings just to be safe in case the third gets canceled once again or gets some aggression over there. We do have the Roach speed now on the way for Pupu, but Cyril's going to have a little bit of window here where his Roach speed is done and Pupu's is not.
Yeah, this is gonna be rather interesting, and they're gonna be on even upgrades. So all Pupu has to do now is hold this aggression, and he should be pretty far ahead.
Yeah, we've got 9 against 15 Roaches, so Pupu definitely behind right there. And Ling's going to come in. They're creating a little bit of buffer, also forcing the Roaches. You don't want to get the Roaches trapped by them. So Pupu holding off for now, but second attack going to come in right here. More Roaches coming up for both players. Couple Banelings in the mix as well. Good detonations on the Lings, but still the Roaches being forced back because the Lings are on them. But once they get far enough away, again, they have the speed. Pupu's Roaches are going to have speed in just a few seconds, but he's got to get on creep. He's got to try to get away. Now speed's done, and they're on even footing once again.
Yeah. This is so intense. Actually, Pupu is lacking a little bit on his macro, which kind of shows up. Well, he should be able to easily defend this, but he just cannot use all his resources.
Yeah, it doesn't quite have enough larva for that.
Okay, and Pupu is going for attack. Actually, a massive attack now. Or maybe not. I think he's afraid of the counter attack once again.
Yeah, it did a lot of damage to him last game, but here it looks like he spotted the Roaches with this Overlord, so he knows the Roaches are going home, and now he can do a little aggression. But of course, with the Roaches going home, that means they've got reinforcements, and Cyril's got more Roaches right here than Pupu has attacking. So again, Pupu should probably reconsider a major attack anyway.
Yeah, but again, Cyril has got himself back to the game. He's actually ahead on income now. Before, he didn't even have 3 bases. Now I think he has more Roaches and more workers. It's kind of looking pretty bad for Pupu again.
Yeah, Pupu got a nice little contaminate on that evolution chamber. It's going to delay +2 a little more, and +2 is now finished for Pupu, so he's got the advantage right now, but he doesn't have the Roach advantage, and that's going to hurt. He's also fighting uphill, and he's fighting into a concave, not something you want to be doing.
Move command, this is really bad. Move command. Oh my god, so many Roaches dying to move command.
Yes.
Bad mistake.
Cyril taking a definite lead right there with the Roach count, even being behind, and he's going to have that +2 finished up in a second. Couple Roaches, or a couple Lings went down, or sorry, drones went down here at the third base, but the Roaches do get cleaned up, and now Cyril's on the hunt again. He's going to have his +2 done in about 20 in-game seconds. Looks like 30.
Yeah, this is kind of sad. He distracted Cyril with the counter attack on his third. And then he was just trying to move in, but instead of attacking, he went for move command, which might have cost him the game. This is really sad. He lost like 20 supply of Roaches there. Yeah,
he moved right into that concave. Now, he does have the better concave right now, but +2 is done for both players, so even footing in terms of upgrades. Cyril being forced back a little bit, though. He's still up in supply, but a lot of that is Roaches that he's making back at home. All right, Carapace now on the way from both players. Cyril also getting Burrow, and Pupu trying to sneak in a couple drones here as well. 4 more drones would even up the count a bit.
So we're gonna see. From this on, the game should be balanced. The thing is, neither side can really do any aggression unless you do something like Puro Roaches. Because the thing is, the larger the supply comes, the harder it gets to do any kind of aggression. So we're gonna see which side goes for something like Infestors first.
Yeah.
And actually Cyril has Infestation Pit coming, so I think he's gonna be ahead in tech once more.
Yeah, Infestation Pit's about to finish up. Both players just adding Roaches to their army. Definitely not a ramp right there that Pupu would like to go up. Roaches nicely spread out along here. Would make a nice concave if Pupu were engaged.
Yeah, and this is kind of the problem of the map, that you cannot really attack anywhere when the supply gets large enough. The defending person can just get a sick concave, which kind of makes attacking impossible. So like here, Pupu has better upgrades, and he might even have a Roach lead, but he's still hesitating that can he attack, because everywhere you go, there are chokes everywhere. So you have to play your cards extremely carefully to make just the right decision.
Yeah, absolutely. Looks like Sarah looking to be aggressive right now, is coming forward here. And Pupil is kind of splitting in two different directions. I'm not sure if the Roaches were just planning on going elsewhere, but either way, we're not going to see an engagement happen right there. Instead, they're going to look for positioning here in the middle. Once again, both players trying to get that nice line, that nice concave. Slightly better for Pupil right there, but again, the mass might be in Cyril's favor. Both players dropping and going up and down in supply as they keep reinforcing. Both players with about 80 or 20 Roaches coming in, and both players even supply. Now the Fungals coming in, that could make a difference as they keep some of those Roaches behind. But the left side of the flank does fall for Cyril, and Pupu does look like he's getting a better of this engagement. He's got that slight advantage as +1 is, or Carapace just about to finish for Cyril. Meanwhile, Pupu has had that advantage, but now the reinforcements come in and pincer these Zergs and these Roaches. They've got to get away right now, and Cyril is chasing. He's down in supply, though.
Yeah, actually really well played from Pupu. He didn't have a very good position, but Cyril actually moved to fight him, and that gave him the ability to go for a concave, which really resulted in a really good exchange for him. Now he has a gold base incoming, he's transferring a lot of drones, and his mineral income is gonna spike up. Let's just see what he's gonna do after next.
Yeah, moving out, there's a lot more Roaches here for Cyril. This is not a fight Pupu wants to take.
Yeah, he actually wants to distract so he can just go for the fort base. Look at all these Roaches just destroying the gold mineral line. It's really good playing from Pupu.
Yeah, now he gets the better engagement here in the middle. Decent clump, gets a couple Fungals, but still this better concave here from Pupu. Upgrades are even right now though, so both players fighting on even footing, and Cyril now with the better concave.
Yeah, he is losing the battle, but I think he's gonna take the fort base, probably.
Yeah, he is definitely losing some Roaches right now, but the third base, or fourth base, yeah, it's going to get defended. So Pupu not going to get the win he wanted there. He does kill 9 drones in that process, so that does again give him a slight drone lead, 62 to 57, especially since he's got those drones on gold. And you can see there from the resources, he's at 600, 400, 700, 400 now. He's definitely going to be able to get better reinforcements if he can keep his larva injects up. And still, we have a little more pressure still going on the fourth base, and now Pupu gets up this ramp, gets good positioning here. Again, Cyril without vision there, he can't really engage. More action here at the fourth base. A couple Brood Roaches here, 4 of them here. They'll be able to pop up in a second, kill even more of these drones.
Yeah, this actually looks really good from Pupu. He has better income, he's gonna be ahead in upgrades, and he might even get the fourth base. So I'm favoring Pupu's position a little bit over here.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to get the base this time, but he is definitely going to do a little bit of damage and definitely keep Cyril's attention on this. Also, this gives him a chance to move out here. He's going to get a good position here as Cyril's going to get stuck in that choke. Decent Fungal goes down, but again, Pupu with a great concave right there. Good spot to engage. Moving his Roaches just a little bit too much. And again, the Fungal's doing a little bit of additional damage. Level 2 Carapace is completed, so Pupu with a slight upgrade advantage, but I don't think he's got the Roach count right now. Both players
he's taking the fourth base.
Yeah, he did take out the fourth base, and that is going to be pretty big as well. So even if he loses this fight overall, it is going to come out better off in the overall factor of things. Pupu slightly down in supply. He's going to lose these Roaches.
This looks so good for Pupu. He is in the upgrade lead. He has a fourth base. All he has to do now is survive this counterattack if Zero wants to do one, and he should be in a way better position. He has so much income from the cult minerals that he's having hard time spending all of it.
Yeah, it's actually 32 to 36 in terms of Roaches, so Cyril really can't even do a counterattack, especially when he's still down in the upgrades. He's going to get some Spine Crawlers positioned here, and that'll help him if Pupu tries to do these attacks again. But he's got his Roach army split up a little bit. Pupu, though, doesn't want to engage just now. He has taken the supply lead once again.
Yeah, all he wants to do now is get to the max point and attack once more when the fort is done, before Cyril can get the income from the gold base. Okay, but he's going for attack once again. He maybe gets a couple of free spines. And a nice fungal, that's gonna help a lot.
Yeah, catches a lot of Roaches in a clump right there, and Cyril now with the larger Roach supply right here, gonna push in. But Pupu though, now almost maxed again, 194, 152 though for Cyril, so Pupu with a nice commanding lead right now, and especially with that army, 100 to 136, and still has that upgrade lead. We do have upgrades just about to complete for Cyril, so he will be tied up. He's also getting those Hydra range, as well as adding Hydralisks to his army. He's already got the Infestors, and so far those have kept him in this game a little bit.
Okay, he has to go now. If he goes now and kills Cyril, oh, he's transitioning into Hydras, so now it's his best opportunity to attack. Like, I hope he doesn't miss this. Because if he attacks now, there should be no way for Cyril to stop him.
Yeah, Cyril doesn't have the bank to rebuild any of these roaches. He's got about 500 minerals. Pupu's got about double the bank. He's going to be able to build much better. He's just taking a 5th base behind us, though, and backing off a little bit. And that could be a problem if if Cyril's able to make the tech switch.
Yeah, actually, Pupu is going for Hydras. Which is kind of interesting because, well, of course, we are the observers and we see everything, so it's easy for us to say that you should have attacked, you should have killed him. But of course, Pupu doesn't know that, and he has quite a big amount of respect for Cyril, and he probably thinks that he cannot just win like massing roaches.
Yeah, Pupu is playing a very good game here, though, and he is definitely having the upper hand right now. The Hive Tech could make a difference, though. Cyril's going for that. That'll allow him to get the 3-3 upgrades. He's also going for that.
Tunneling Claws.
Exactly. So he's going to have that advantage. Of course, we got Overseers with the armies almost all the time.
Okay, and full army. Never mind. Full army was moving for 4 roaches, which kind of looked funny.
Yeah, 5th base here from Cyril getting denied. Pretty much going to need to be canceled. It's going to take too much damage. Actually, does not get canceled. But both players with a decent bank right now. A couple of these Overseers for Cyril going to get caught out in the open, and the Hydra is going to take those down.
Like, I'm thinking that Pupu missed his timing. Like, it's really hard for him to do anything right now. If he wants to do something, he should go for something like Crater Spire or 3-3 anything. Like, he might just try to do for one attack, but I think it's a mistake. Fungals are gonna be deadly if he tries to run into one of these choke points.
Yeah, absolutely. He does have a good mix, though, with the Hydras, but he doesn't have... And the Roach is actually just walking in here, going to be able to do a little bit of damage in the main. Not sure what kind of tech they'll be able to take out, and again, with the Roaches hiding in there, we actually saw the Spire get canceled with the Roaches coming in. Being rebuilt right away in the natural.
This is actually really interesting. Cyril is going for Vipers. 2 Vipers.
Yeah. He's also getting +3, which is an advantage he's got, because we only got Hive now started for Pupu. And like you're saying last game with the Roaches kind of being a little bit of inefficient supply, Pupu once again just trying to get some use out of them, do a little bit of harassment, as much damage as he can with that supply, and then transition into more of Hydras and possibly Infestors.
Yeah, I liked it a lot more in the last game. Like, the problem here is that, well, Cyril has all the means to have everything. He has Hive Tech, he can go for 3-3, Broodlords, Vipers anyway, but his Hive is just like halfway done. It's gonna be really hard for him to do anything like that.
Yeah,
so
this Roach aggression in the it started in the natural, now it's in the main, just taking out 2 queens, and that's really going to hurt the larva production. In fact, Samina's just on move command, not actually killing it. They were actually on move command to kill their own spawning pool. Now they're dealing with the Roach threat in the base, but even that might not be enough. No, they will be able to finish this off.
So first time on this game, like for 10 minutes, Cyril is actually being the one aggressive one. Like, quite funny. Pupu had such a commanding lead, but now, well, it's kind of even.
All right, we do have Greater Spire on the way for Cyril, so he's a little down in supply, but he's okay with that. He's still up in workers, trying to bank. He's got actually a huge bank, 3,500, 2,700 gas. He's putting some pressure here on the 5th base. Actually, that pressure gets averted. He's actually going to try to go for those Infestors if he gets a chance.
Yeah, this is quite... I mean, the thing is that behind the Cyril is going for 10 Corruptors, so he's probably gonna go for Crater Spire and all that stuff, which is kind of bad for Pupu, because he doesn't have anything to deal with Broodlords. Like, he needs something like, well, for example, Mutalisk or Corruptors, anything.
Yeah, we've also got a little upgrade lead for Cyril. He's at 3-2. Pupu's got 3-3 on the way, though, so when that finishes, he will be in the lead. Unfortunately, he's just now adding on his Spire, and the Greater Spire is almost completed. And like you said, that will let him bring Broodlords in, as well as he's already got the Corruptor count starting to build. He's down in supply as well, so he's got that supply gap that he can get whatever he needs. And he's also starting to level 3 Carapace here.
Yeah, just look at the pang. It's, well, actually 10 Brood Lords getting morphed when I say that, but...
Well, there
Yeah.
goes the bank. There goes that supply as well, and he's going to be able to do a little bit with that. Decent counterattack here from Pupu. He's going to actually be able to eliminate the Greater Spire. No upgrades coming in. But again, those 10 Brood Lords, they're already on the way. Second Spire is being built here, and Pupu, he should know that the Brood Lords are a real threat, so he will be able to get some Corruptors as soon as his Spire does finish. But until then, he is going to be in a little bit of a tight spot as he's got very little anti-air. I mean, he's got the Hydras, but they can't really just get under the Brood Lords.
Yeah, and his gold base is getting mined out, which is kind of bad because Cyril still has quite a bit of income. He's actually like 500 ahead on mineral income, which is kind of big, since Cyril can actually remax if he loses this army, and this army is gonna be really hard to deal with.
And another thing is that Larva Bank. We got 75 Larva banked up from Cyril, only 40 from Pupu. So that's 40 units versus 75 units that can be remade. The Broodlord force is pushing out on the right side of the map, and Pupu doesn't want to engage. In fact, he can't engage, so he's just going to be going around right now, and we're going to see a little bit of a possible base trade here once again.
Yeah, I think he's going for 9 Corruptors behind it. So he's going for base trade, and he hopes that Broodlords keep on attacking, and the main army comes to defend. Because the thing is that if Broodlords are left alone, you can just kill all of them with the Corruptors. So let's see how
absolutely.
this goes.
Unfortunately, his Corruptors are flying right over the Hydras, loses 2 of them right away. The other ones over here, though, the Broodlords are alone instead. So the Hydras are making their way over, but a couple of the Broodlords are at least being chased away for now. Meanwhile, 3 bases are all under attack of Cyril's, his main base actually as well. So 4 bases going to go down, and he's losing pretty much a lot of his tech as well. And this is just turning into a base trade, but it's going to be who can do what now. And Spire almost finished once again for Cyril. He's doing damage to a lot of bases as well. So both players, pretty heavy base trade here.
Yeah, this is pretty heavy base trade. And Cyril actually doesn't have enough larva to do anything. I mean, he's way behind on supply.
He had that 75, but I guess losing those hatcheries, I guess the units took out the larva as well. Pupu still has quite a bit of larva, and he's going Mutalisks now.
20 Mutalisks. This is actually the trade move that he used against Tugelium. Let's see if he can win this with this one again.
Yeah, that time it was 30 Mutas, so a little bit different. And are there any... Yeah, there's one drone. One drone on the map here for Cyril. He's going to try to get around. This Hydra is not doing his job, not going to spot him, so he's going to be able to get a hatch here, but this Hydra is going to spot that now. All right, so Pupu knows where the last hatchery is. The Broodlings are focusing on larvae, and that's a little bit of a waste. Now, where did these mutas come out? Did they come out already?
Yeah, I think most of them died. Like Hydralisk were standing at the top of hatcheries. Which
yeah, that doesn't help. There's 7 of them still somewhere on the map here.
Ah, Pupu actually beats it.
All right, Cyril taps out, and Pupu takes a 1-2 game now. So he's still in it. He's got to win 2 more, but at least he's putting up a fight, and a good showing here. Takes game number 3. Yeah.
That was really great. Like, Pupu knew that he wasn't sure if he could beat that army. So instead, he made it into base trade. And I think Pupu is more like accustomed to like these weird games where some stupid stuff just keeps on happening.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, he played that whole game very well, though. Had some leads. Could have, like you said earlier on, probably should have done a little more aggression, made something happen when he had some leads. But other than that, did play very well. We're going to be going into Catalina next.
Yeah, Catalina. This is actually going to be a really interesting map because it's a 3-player map. And in 3-player maps, there's actually all kind of stuff that you can do.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not too big, so you don't have the 4 bases. But again, it's not too small that you have that chance of not being scouted.
Yeah. For example, you can just do something like... For example, it's really hard to cover like Swarm Host or Broodlords or anything of endgame. Because... well, basically, the map is a 3-player map, so getting more expansions is really hard, and you can just keep on running around the map. So, and also, there is like this that links are gonna be a little bit stronger here because there's everywhere you can just run from small racks and just do counter attacks. But let's see what happens.
Yeah, very curious to see how this game goes out. Again, Pupu doing well, not out of it by any means. But he does have to win the next 2 if he wants to advance.
Yeah, still like so such a bad. I mean, hard goal for him to do. Like, if he wants to be champion, he has to take 2 games in a row from Gerald, and then he has to go on grand finals against Velmo, and this is by this is not an easy task for anybody.
Well, to be the best, you got to beat the best, as they
Yeah.
say. So, anyway, Bupu is spawning here in the top right position from Carnage Esports, our red Zerg player. His opponent on the left middle here from My Insanity, the blue Zerg, Cyril.
Both players are sending their overlords in wrong direction, which kind of makes it hard to react to anything, because their scouting timings are gonna be a little bit off, as they will normally be. So let's see. I'm thinking both players are going something like 15 ball, maybe.
I just think it's interesting to note little things like this, like the spot they're sending their overlords to is almost identical.
Yeah.
Just funny little things. All right, but they are droning up both past 13, so we're not going to see any kind of super aggressive play. But yeah, like you said, the second overlords are going to be a little bit late, so the scouting information just isn't going to be there. And as you said, the reaction, Zerg especially being the much more reactionary race, especially in ZVZ, you want to get that extra drone or two out before you do everything.
Yeah. For example, in this map, I was kind of like relying against Cyril that he would send the overlord in the wrong direction, and I was gonna speedling all in him. But of course, I had the first luck, and he used game and scouted it, and I was kind of like, well, I'm gonna do something else then.
Yeah, that's sometimes the worst is when you change your plan and you're already halfway committed. But yeah, both players going for pool first. Neither one getting gas yet. All right, something else here with the positioning of these. I think once again, Cyril's in the worst early game position. Pupu can take the third base kind of on the side here, whereas Cyril's both third bases are a little closer to Pupu's.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And this is what makes it interesting, because both players are having their own advantage at some point of the game.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, and Cyril getting slightly later gas, but he is getting gas nonetheless.
Yeah. And I was talking about the Ling aggression, because the thing is that the third base, especially for Cyril, is so far away from his natural that it's gonna be pretty hard for him to survive any Ling counterattacks. I mean, Lings can run from any crack, which kind of forces both players to go for gas openings. Because if you don't have circling speed, it makes it really hard for you to defend your third base.
Yeah, absolutely. And we do again have both players getting that gas, so they will be able to get that speed up. So yeah, naturals being taken, queens waddling their way off creep to get the injects in there as well. Second queen's on the way. Speed started for Pupu, and we'll see Cyril start that momentarily as he gets up to 100.
This is really smart from Cyril. What he does, he holds positions to throw next to ramp. And the thing is that queen is so fat that you can actually position, throw next to it, and there is no way any unit can get past those two. So basically, you can just stop any kind of scouting information with 15 ball, which is really smart. Pupu, on the other hand, didn't do this, and he's actually losing one, maybe 2 workers. Just fun. 1 worker for the Lings.
Yeah, not too bad a trade there for Cyril, also being able to get that scouting information. Yeah, it's interesting you don't see more of that, of players just taking the extra time to deny that scouting of their bases when it's an option.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I don't know why. Because Sugelian, for instance, went against me twice, gasless, but he still didn't deny the scouting information. And I find it really odd that players don't bother to do that.
Now, both players going with Baneling Nests, both of them out at the natural as well. Does make it easier to scout, however, that's also more useful for walling in if you need to.
Yeah. So far, nothing suspicious. Both players just getting a couple of safe links and droning up. And Pupu is going for Evolution Chamber again. Let's see what he's gonna do this time. Maybe fast +1, or he might just go for the Carapace.
Now, going Banelings, which would you prefer to go for?
Well, basically, I would usually like to go Carapace, because Carapace is, well, you get the mobility, your links are gonna be stronger. And if somebody goes for Mutalisk, you're just way ahead. But against Cyril, who just likes to go roaches almost every game, I think something like range speed might be better. But then when I say it,
Now
this
it is
goes-
Carapace,
Now
yep.
it's Carapace. I don't know anymore.
Yeah, we do have the Roaches on, or Roach Warren on the way for Cyril, and Pupu had a Ling in the base, just barely caught the layer morphing in. Third base also going down for Cyril, and actually Pupu as well. So both players taking those third bases.
Yeah, I think these positions are actually gonna favor Pupu a small bit. Because the thing is, the Carapace upgrade is gonna help so much against the Banelings. So if they just keep on trading Lings and Banelings, eventually the Carapace upgrade is gonna kick in, which will help Pupu tremendously in denying this third base.
Yeah, it's got a little while till it'll be done. Banelings coming in here trying to counter each other.
Okay, let's see. The Banelings come now, and the Banelings are gonna tell the full story. Yeah, not bad. Oh, so good!
Detonation. Oh, there we go. Nice second detonation there, and Pupu takes a nice lead. But he's got Banelings to worry about. Loses his own Lings there as well.
This is gonna be so close. If Cyril loses this third base, he might be just done for. But he's getting some Roaches and Banelings. I think this is defended. Just barely. It was so close. Such a bad detonation. I mean, such a good detonation from Pupu.
Yeah, there was two good detonations by Pupu, and then Cyril got a counter detonation, so he was able to keep alive just barely. Roach is now in the mix as well. So base is defended. We got Ling still streaming all over. Pretty much running back and forth on the map. Looks like the rally is still going this way. Or the aggression's just not over. A couple Banelings coming in as well.
Yeah, this Baneling is actually gonna make it really hard for Pupu to attack, because this one Baneling is just gonna crush this circling force, and you cannot do anything. This is so smart. If you just have a couple of Banelings next to your Roaches, Lings are gonna be so much worse.
Yeah, absolutely. They can't really engage. And a couple extra Banelings coming in as well. Cyril probably thinks there's still a bit of aggression coming in.
Yeah, actually, behind this, Pupu is getting like he's 10 workers ahead. So if he just keeps on making Roaches from this point on, he should be a little bit ahead.
Yeah, he's going to be behind in upgrades. We got +1 ranged attack already done. He's now starting +1 of his own, although he does have that Carapace upgrade.
Yeah, Carapace upgrade, basically it means that Roaches are not gonna two-shot Lings. It's gonna take 3 shots. But the point is that when +2 comes in, it's gonna make Carapace upgrade totally useless. So that's pretty much why people don't want to get it.
I got a little bit of a ring around the middle here with the Lings and the Roaches fighting back and forth. And this is a pretty good Roach army. Pupu could be in a little bit of trouble if this comes knocking his door. Actually, yeah, he's got a few less Roaches here, and if he gets the Lings to engage in from behind, if he could maybe like wall off with the Lings a little bit, but the Banelings coming in from the side are preventing that as well. Good target firing there with the Roaches prevents the Banelings from going down as well. But both players just kind of pull back for now and continue to build up. Again, that worker count, Cyril has now taken the lead. It's 53 to 61. Army count in Pupu's favor slightly 65, actually 67 now for Cyril, so he takes the lead with that last production cycle.
Yeah, this seems really interesting. The way how Cyril keeps on making these Banelings is pretty fascinating. Like, he keeps on Banelings home through counterattacks, because he's afraid the Lings might do something. And meanwhile, his Roaches are going ahead and trying to put on aggression. It's really smart play. I should do this more often.
Yeah, he knows his opponent has those Lings, and that the Lings can do a little bit of damage and just kind of harass the Roaches while they're fighting. So yeah, with those Banelings, just keeps those pretty much away, because they can't really get in close to a fight.
Okay, this is bad. He's gonna fight Cyril, and now he sees how much Cyril has. If he only had one oversteer to check how much Cyril had, he wouldn't have attacked.
He had the Overlord right there, but just didn't move in with it. So yeah, loses some units for free right there. And that pretty much opens the opportunity for Cyril. Now he also finds the Lings over here, and I think we're going to see him take a 4th base pretty soon, or just roach up like crazy and go for a counterattack.
Yeah, this is really smart. He's going for aggression while he's transitioning into Infestors.
He's also got the +2 just about to finish.
And he actually contaminated... never mind. Just +2 only beginning now. He's one ball upgrade behind. This is kind of bad.
Yeah, he does have the Carapace, which factors in a little bit, but we'll see how much. You got Overseer coming in here for Cyril, and Pupu as well. But so far, both players just sitting on the 3 bases, not really adding too much. We've got some upgrades going down. Carapace now coming in for Serral and +2 for Pupu, so they'll be even after a little while. But that Burrow upgrade from Pupu will help a little bit if he's able to eliminate these Overseers.
Yeah, actually, I don't know if Pupu knows that he's behind in this game. But the thing is that he just needs to wait now. He needs to get some real tech. Maybe go for something like Hydralisk Den or something. And he's actually doing that when I say that. Because there's no way he can fight Serral now.
Yeah, Serral's also getting Tunneling Claws, so that's going to help his Roaches a little bit, and pretty much going to require that Pupu has some Overseers with his army and at various choke points to make sure the units don't get into his base. Now he sees this nice spread, and it looks like he still wants to play with it. He still wants to go in there. Roach count slightly on Pupu's favor, 63 to 59, so Pupu, though, sees the look of it, doesn't want to try to engage in there, and he's just going to pull back home for now.
Yeah, I think Serral knows that he has the timing now, because the +2 for Pupu isn't finished yet. And, and he has Infestors with Fungals, so he's trying to make something happen here.
I also like this path Serral's taking. I think he's going to go for the high ground. No, he's still in the middle here.
Yeah, this is really hard position for him to fight. He needs to do something. Maybe good Fungals are going to help him.
All right, we'll see if Fungals go. Gets a nice
really
clump of Roaches, keeps them from engaging, and that's the huge thing. Still keeping them out of the fight, so the Roach number is pretty much eliminated there. Nice concaves once again from Serral, and I think this might do it. He might be able to crush this force. Also, the Roach is splitting up. Serral just needs to go one way or the other, and he's got this. He's actually going pretty well on both sides, getting a nice concave up the ramp as well as in the third base. Couple Spine Crawlers going to help a little bit there. Now he's just pushing into the natural, and if he takes this natural, that will do it. Could focus a Roach Warren as well to prevent too many more reinforcements. We do have Hydras coming in as well, but they might be a little bit late to the party. Roach is pushing down, and Serral actually getting pushed back just a little bit. But looking at the supply numbers, 167 to 193, Pupu is falling behind. He's going to be able to push this attack back, but for how long, that's the question, because Serral's got a stream of units coming across the map.
Yeah, that 3 max was really good for Pupu, and Serral stayed there just a little bit too long. I think he was probably thinking that he was more ahead.
He was ahead, but he did stay too long and wasn't able to keep that advantage going. Couple Burrow Roaches going to come around the side here. They are going to pick off a couple Roaches. That does show that they're here, and Pupu able to burrow as well, but without Tunneling Claws, he's not going to be able to re-engage. Does have the good positioning here. Overseer with the army as well, so he'll be able to take care of this threat, no problem.
Yeah, actually, Serral has still the Infestor lead, but Pupu has more Hydras. So this is all gonna come into position. Which side is gonna make better? Like again, I said that if Serral places some good Fungals, he's gonna take the fight. If he doesn't, Pupu is gonna take the fight because Hydras provide some firepower.
Yeah, he's also got a couple of the Overlords here. Not enough to supply block Serral, as he's definitely got some extra ones, but they are blocking the vision, and Serral just doesn't know when the army is coming. Always got a couple units across the map, and again, all those Overlords just going down. High ground here could be good for Serral, or for Pupu if he wants to engage, also take out another Overseer over there.
He's moving in, but the Changeling sees the move out.
Yeah, Overseer here as well does go down in one shot, but just being able to move back and forth, and you'd think that he'd notice these little lings, because I don't think he's made lings for the last 20 minutes or
Yeah.
15 or so.
Maybe he doesn't care. He's just like, oh, it's Changeling. I don't care.
A couple drones taken out here in the fourth base, but the key here is that Serral, has the fourth base up and running. Pupu just now getting his fourth base, but again, with the positioning, the early game favored Pupu, but again, the late game we see here that his fourth base is closer, and Serral's able to easier take his own fourth base.
Yeah, this is gonna be a really bad position for Pupu to take. He cannot defend this because the fungal throats are gonna be too good, and he knows it, so he's just gonna cancel it.
Yeah, he didn't have any vision there to see the army coming and was not able to react quick enough. Also have some Roaches coming on the right side of the map. There's an Overlord there, no Overseer unfortunately, so he's not going to see that. Looks like Pupu's planning on taking the right base instead. There's a Roach there ready to spot that. And now Pupu going for the same kind of attack on the fourth base. All these Roaches are going into the main base for some reason. It looks like might be a misclick over there, and the fourth base is just going to fall.
Yeah, this is kind of bad for Serral. And he cannot engage this. He cannot run on that choke. There's no way. He's still gonna do it. He's still gonna do it. He's actually... Pupu, why didn't you fight?
Yeah, he could have gotten a nice concave there.
Okay, now concave.
All right, back and forth here. Neither player quite sure how or if they want to even engage.
Yeah, actually, this position favors Cyril because Pupu doesn't have anything at home to defend against these roaches, and he has to cancel the fort again. And he's way oversaturated. He's running. He doesn't have any minerals at his main. He's running low on his natural. He really needs to take that fort base.
Yeah, Roach is going to come in here at the third base. Pupu's got some defenses there, but not all the Roaches engaging, so that's unfortunate for him. He does have his whole army coming home too, so neither player able to get the fourth up and running just yet. All right, we'll see these Roaches taken care of. Good focus firing by Cyril. Does get a lot of drones killed right there. Actually, 22 drones have been killed in the last few minutes here, especially trying to take this fourth base, and we got a burrowed Roach over there denying any kind of expansion. There's an Overseer somewhere on the way.
Yeah, I hope so. No, it's going into...
this other one's coming in, unfortunately, but
Okay.
that'll still take a little while.
Yeah.
Oh, looks like he got one from the other side. So the hatchery is coming down now, but Cyril's fourth base is once again getting established, going to pop up in a second here.
Yeah, again, it seems like the mineral count and gas count are gonna be in Cyril's favor. Pupu needs to do something crazy once again to make a comeback in this game. He's behind on on everything again, but it's Pupu, and he did it last time. I sure hope he can do it again.
Yeah, we'll just have to wait for him to get the Spire so he can do that Muta switch once again. But yeah, plus 3 attack about to finish for Cyril, and that's going to give him a pretty huge lead. As well as having those infestors just for the extra fungals.
And another nice counter attack at...
Oh,
Yeah.
Pupu's infestors leading his army, and they just melt instantly, so all those fungals just kind of thrown away. And again, the third base is, or fourth base, sorry, denied. I'm not sure if it even was canceled there.
All the infestor... No, the Mova command again. Well, basically, Pupu is just trying to do so many things at once that he's finding it hard to control all of the units at the same time. And he just doesn't seem to be able to take the fourth base.
Yeah, even his third base once again getting harassed. He's down to under 40 drones here in a second. And engagement here in the middle of the map. A lot of Hydralisks, not a lot of Roach to tank, and that could be good. Roach is actually on move command coming in here from the side, kind of weird positioning by Pupu, and now he's retreating half his forces while the other half is blinding, clouded, and fungled there. So Cyril takes a nice fight there, and looking at the bank, 4K to under 100, and Cyril in a very good position. Looks like he wants to go to the finals and play Wellmo. We're not quite there yet, as Pupu definitely has some forces, and these Vipers are running a little low on energy. Still have a blinding cloud or two in them.
Yeah, I think Pupu knows that this is gonna be his last stand. He's just gonna go for it and hope for best. Like, if he just cleans this army up and then continues to be on killing the reinforcements, he might still have a chance. He's going for one last attack, and he hopes
decent fungals from both players, but 6 grades, and his army is taking a little more damage, but the blinding cloud now coming in nicely. It is forcing Pupu's forces to change, but Cyril is being pushed back once again, but it's that remax. 100 supply to 200, and he's got 22 Roaches, 16 Hydras on the way. He's getting the Spire as well. Another Infestor coming out. He'll get a nice fungal over here.
And this is everything that Pupu has. He has to win with this army, and I don't think it's possible.
No, not with his reinforcements. Roach is just going to move right in.
70 supply to 180. This is looking worse and worse by the minute.
Yeah, good run through the tournament, but that's it for Pupu, unfortunately. GG's out, and My Insanity Cyril's going to go on and face Wellmo in the finals. So we were pretty sure it was going to be Elfie, Wellmo, or Cyril. 2 of those 3 in the finals. We do now have Cyril and Wellmo.
Huh? I was thinking I was going to be on the finals.
I did too, but I mean everybody else.
Yeah, everybody else. Well,
but yeah, well played by Pupu. He made it very far. Impressive run by him. We're going to have Cyril coming up for a winner's interview real quick, and then we're going to have the finals in it's a little over an hour. Where's the schedule?
yeah.
All right, I don't have the schedule, but we will get it up for you guys for when the finals is going to happen. But for now, Cyril's coming over for an interview. Fireflies, thank you very much for the co-casting and the Zerg insights. And we'll run a quick commercial, get Cyril set up over here so we can interview him.
Okay, thanks a lot. It was fun to do this casting.
Absolutely, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
I'm here with the winner of the last semifinal, now going to the finals to face Wilmu. It's My Insanity's Cyril. First off, congratulations. And, well, what did you think of that final going against Pupu? Vähän lähemmäksi.
Mitä?
Vähän lähemmäksi.
I thought that it was going to be kind of easy games, but after all, it was not too easy because Pupu has improved a lot. But I just went for a win and made it.
Yeah, he did play very well, took game number 3. So he did drop 1, didn't get the clean 3-0. But still, I think it still showed overall that you're just still a tier above, so he's got a little more work to do, but still an impressive run for him. But all right, now you're going on to face Welmu, and I asked him when's the last time he's faced you, and he couldn't really remember. Do you remember when the last time you played him was?
I think it was last Insomnia, and I won him 2-1 there. But now it's maybe different.
Well, we'll see how it goes. How's your PVZ?
It's my second best.
Okay. What's your best?
CVT.
I should have known that. All right. Let's see. What else? What's your prediction? Best of 7.
It will be tough, but I think someone will win 4-2.
4-2. Not going to say who.
Yeah.
So either one of you could win 4-2. All right. I like that. I like that. All right. Well, we'll let you get a little break so you can get rested up, check out some VODs, and study Welmo's strategy a little bit. So thanks a lot for coming on, and good luck in the finals.